Hey guys, it's Kathy, the vegan prepper here, bringing you a little day in the life video. We have a busy day on the docket today. The temperatures this weekend are hitting 96, and so we are officially beginning the hot season. Or we're gearing up towards it. So it's going to be like April 3rd, and it's going to be 96. So I am now officially transitioning the garden to a hot garden. And so I've got to get out there and harvest like literally everything that's not planned already for the hotter season. So like there's a few things like eggplant and tomatoes and stuff that are going to be okay for a little while, but actually eggplants will probably be okay like almost the whole summer. And peppers and stuff, but I'm talking about like all the greens, you know, like the kale, and then even lettuce. I've got to go ahead and harvest all that and wash it and get it in the fridge. And so that's going to start, you know, a multi-day process that should have started sooner, and would have, but we've had a round of allergy attacks in the house because it has rained recently. And so that seems to always happen right around this time of year or two. There's a certain tree around here, and I'm not sure which one it is, but when I was driving yesterday too, I saw the tree completely covered in these yellow puffball flowers, and I was like, that's what's going on. So we've got 3 in the house who end up with allergy attacks. And it's funny because it is only like once or twice a year now, or like right after a really heavy rain, and it used to be completely chronic. So it's interesting. We're not used to dealing with it anymore. But unfortunately, Sage is one of the people that is apparently going to have little bouts of allergies when these things come around. I was really hoping she wasn't going to deal with any of that because I have been breastfeeding her this entire time. So I guess you can do everything that, you know, they say helps, and then it could still not 100% prevent stuff. So, oh well, I'm not one of the ones who gets allergies. I was really hoping that she was going to not end up being one that got allergies, but anyway, whatever. We'll deal with it. But so it's been her. And so that has been all consuming for the last 4 or 5 days. Just wiping her little nose and getting her taken care of. And now she's coughing. She's on the tail end of it. So now the drainage is coming back up from where it went back down her throat. So it's going to be over pretty soon, I hope. So poor little thing. But she does definitely get a lot of relief. And so it started turning around really fast as soon as I started making her a nettle tea. And then I put some of my lavender honey in it. And so that ends up really helping out a lot with the whole thing. Honey being the kind of almost homeopathic allergy remedy. And so that's actually another one of the reasons we still use honey in our house, even though we're vegan, is because of how powerfully effective we have seen it be for our allergy sufferers in the home. And so, yeah, it's sad, but anyway, I'm sorry that they have to deal with it. And I'm really grateful that I don't have to deal with it, at least personally. Like I have to deal with it when it's my kid, but not, you know, me personally dealing with the symptoms. Anyway, all that to say, harvesting, dehydrating, it's a busy day. I should have started much earlier. I feel like literally everything in my life, like I try to plan for stuff, but it's always like a last minute rush. It's like, when is it not going to be a last minute rush? I don't know. Anyway, all right, off I go. You going to help mommy fill the diffuser?
Okay.
All right, here. Well, let me get you some water. This is this really cute little portable diffuser we have that's also been helping out a lot. Can you squeeze it? Good job.
Some more.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, I got it. All right. It's the Aroma to Go brand. It's pretty awesome. And I'm putting Breathe in it for her. It's a doTERRA blend, but I've said many times, like I'm not supporting any one brand over another. I'm actually switching over to Rocky Mountain oils because I'm no longer with doTERRA. Just because it was, you know, you have to spend so much every month, and it was a budget thing. It was a budget decision. I had a big stock by then, and I didn't need to keep spending $50 a month on oils. So I'd stopped being with doTERRA. And then now Rocky Mountain Oils, oopsie, it's a mess. It's okay, we'll clean it. Rocky Mountain Oils is a thing now, and their oils are fantastic. So this is the equivalent. And so, yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you have to fill this up with a little bit of water, and it runs out of water pretty quick. So this is obviously, this is my art water I use for like watercolors and gouache and whatnot. But now it's become the water I use to fill the little diffuser.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, it's a mess. We need to get a cloth and clean it.
Okay. We're clean.
Oh, okay, here. I'll go get the cloth. All right, look, Mommy has the cloth.
Color?
Oh, wait, no, sweetie. That's the wrong cloth here. Here is the cloth for your face. It's an old handkerchief, but they're so soft when they're old, so that's why we don't get brand new ones. Oh, okay. I will help. I will help. But yeah, this will be the cloth for the table, for spilling up the water. Okay, here. You want to finish
I need some more.
filling it?
Okay.
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 You're so cute.
Let me do it, please.
Okay, you may do it. Good. Good job. Good job. Oh, okay, look, it's almost full. It is almost full. I think we're good now. I don't think we need to do any more. So now we will put in some of these oils.
Okay.
This is, you know, essential oils, they're really hyped up. There's definitely more out there than I think should be out there, and probably a lot of what people say is probably exaggerated and not true, but these blends for breathing easier, like the whatever, they contain the eucalyptus and other things. My gosh, do they help when you have like a stuffy nose or something. I mean, it's just perfect. And so this is definitely one way I think these things are really legit. I think a lot of times they get poo-pooed because people assume that it can't be real, all the stuff they hear. And it's partly true, right? It probably can't be real, a lot of that stuff, but there is some of it that is just genuinely good, and it genuinely works. I should do a video on all the essential oil remedies that we use that are tried and tested. All right, Sage, you want to push the button?
Okay.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now don't mess with it. Don't touch it. We will just, yeah, my sweetheart. We will just let it go, and then it will help your cough. Yep, there it is. I love this little thing. And it's, yeah, rechargeable with the USB. Anyway, all right. I am making Sage another tea, but I just wanted to show really fast. This is the beginning of my reorganization of my herb cabinet, rather than something that looks more like this. So it's technically more zero waste, but like it's scary with all the jars, and stuff is too precious. Like, I have nightmares of the jars falling out. And the other thing is the fact that, like, if we ever had to leave, you know, pretty quickly, not like an immediate, like, house fire type situation, but if we were ever evacuated at some point, like, and needed to hop into the truck, and we had a few hours, I would want to clear my herb cabinet and bring my herbs with me, because this represents not only, you know, significantly good stuff for my family, but it's, you know, it's an investment, and I would not want to leave all of this behind. But so that's another reason I'm wanting to switch to mostly Mylar bags. There's certain ones, like this one is my lemon balm, which is still kind of in too big of a bag to switch yet. But also, of course, for the long-term storage, keeping everything completely away from light and all of that, it keeps them good for longer. And then if there are certain herbs that we don't use quite as much, I can just go ahead and toss an oxygen absorber in, you know, and seal the bag until I'm really ready to use it. And it's, you know, increasing the longevity of the herbs themselves. But yeah, I'm making Sage another batch of her nettle and lemon balm tea is what I have been doing. And so we'll go and get that started. Okay, so I am over here. Does that make it better? Maybe a little, get ready to actually do the tea. So this is how I do my loose leaf tea. I have this, it's a diffuser from a teapot, or an infuser from a teapot. Now I'm like, shoot, I actually know what the word for this is. And so it fits perfectly in the wide mouth quart jars. But I wanted to mention, this is another one I have now that I had bought on Amazon a couple years ago because I can't find one exactly like this. And in some ways it's even better because it's got smaller holes. But I like the size of this one, like the larger inner volume of this one, because I feel like it allows the tea to spread open a little more, which isn't as big of a deal for like just leaves like this. But if I were brewing, you know, say calendula or something into a tea, something that will really open up and bloom a lot, I'd rather have more space, even though the holes let a lot more of the plant matter through. But this is basically just a little over 2 tablespoons of nettles and 1 tablespoon of lemon balm. And normally I don't do it like this, but I'm filming one-handed, you know, so I'm having to, you know, figure out how to do this. And so I just put the tea straight in here. And so this is technically a quart jar, but the thing is with these measurements, it's a quart if you fill exactly all the way to the very, very tippy top. So if your water stops here, it's closer to 3 cups than a quart. So this is this has closer to 3 tablespoons than 4 tablespoons. So it's a tablespoon of lemon balm and just like 2.5 tablespoons probably of nettles. Because nettles are really good, anti-allergy, and all that. So I'm pouring this over. This is how I do my loose leaf teas. I basically pour until I can see the water. Then I use a little spoon and sort of just get everything under the water, make sure it's all nice and soaked, and then put the little cap on. And so now that'll sit for a good 40 minutes at least. So it'll brew for a long time and give me a lot of really good stuff in my tea. But then also that amount of time helps it to cool pretty well and get it ready for drinking. But yeah, if you can't get one like this is still really good. Like if you want to brew a loose leaf tea, and then you just sort of compost the leaves after and then rinse. And you didn't have to even use a reusable tea bag, which actually Adam's preference is a reusable tea bag. But I don't feel like fiddling with washing it every time. This I just give a rinse and then go. But yeah, that's how I make her tea. Oh yeah, I want to say one more thing because I always want to say one more thing. But if you don't have one of these, then just put the leaf straight into the jar and pour water over top. Sometimes I do that too, like if I don't even feel like messing with this. And then you pour, then when you get to the very end, you just sort of pour more slowly. Usually like through a strainer or something, and then that works too. You can strain it after it's brewed. This just makes it a little easier, I guess, to pour it like as soon as it's brewed. But yeah. All right, this is the current dehydrator setup. So here's my beast. I'm gonna put it probably out in our weight room, like our workout area, and I will, I don't know, possibly show that because it's just so kind of, I don't know, offensively loud. I don't really want to run it in the house, but this is the thing I need for dehydrating all those greens that are outside. But this is what you've been hearing in the background of some of my videos if you've been watching some of my kitchen videos, because this thing is running literally 24/7 right now because it's calendula season. So basically what I end up doing is I harvest calendula and I put it on the trays. And so it's like each tray is a day's harvest, if that makes sense. So because it's such a constantly rotating thing, one tray will get that day of calendula, and then the next day another tray gets that day. And then usually it takes at max about 3 days to dehydrate. So I've got 4 trays here though too, because this particular dehydrator should not be using any fewer than 4 trays at a time. But that gives me plenty of wiggle room, and like if I forget or I can't get to it at some point, then I have like an extra tray anyway, and I can put the calendula on there. But anyway, right now I am probably about to empty this. There might be, like I said, like 1 tray that isn't quite done yet, and then that is going to get full of calendula again. So this is still going to be the calendula dehydrator, but the greens take a lot less time. So I may throw some greens in here, even though the greens get dehydrated at 125 and all the herbs get dehydrated at 95. So that's 125 Fahrenheit, 52 Celsius, 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius. I try really hard to give both measurements, because I know not everyone watching is in America, so I want to give you guys both numbers. But anyway, there's that. So probably my first step is going to be to get calendula out of here, and then probably put more in. And then this actually has 2 trays of moringa from when I did my moringa trimming video. We got 2 trays of moringa, which is nice, and half of one of the trays is actually flowers. So I'm also going to take that out and put it up. But yes, it's a very, very busy time. I always say that, like every video, I'm like, it's a very busy time. I guess basically just life is just busy, right? It's just busy. But over here are some of the dehydrating. So this is from the dehydrating video. Everything is conditioned beautifully, so it's ready to go into some instant meals. And sorry, this is some clean jars, because I'm running out of room for my jars. And I'm still trying to figure out where those are going. So this is what I've gotten from the garden so far. It's a very respectable harvest. And yeah, it's really picking up. It's in full swing out there right now. And then here's a whole bunch of jalapenos that have been dehydrated. I'm gonna flake these up and make my own red chili flakes. And yeah, these look like they've conditioned very well as well. I've got a whole bunch more to pick and dry. So yes, many, many, many things, but it's all very good. I figure I'll do a quick little video of the yard, because it's about to change drastically. But you can see, yeah, like all this dill. I have so much dill to harvest. And then here's some of my gorgeous lettuce, which I need to go ahead and harvest out. I'm gonna harvest only the outer leaves, and then hopefully they won't bolt like immediately, but they probably will. But this bed in particular seems to do well longer with some of the heat, because it gets more shade during the day. So maybe it won't bolt immediately, but all my peppers, sorry, my shadows in the thing, but look at this calendula, y'all. So this is where it starts getting insane. It takes a while, and I feel like it's never gonna go, and then all of a sudden it explodes, and I'm harvesting like, I don't know, some days it feels like I end up harvesting like a gallon of blossoms. And I love, these are my absolute favorite, when you see the mixes, like how they mix every year, and they're a little different, but the ones that get yellow and orange, so beautiful. Now I love the calendulas that look like this, like these gorgeous, like kind of fuller, like multi-layered flowers. This is the first time I've ever seen it in the orange, or like another, like kind of an orangey color. Every year it's different and beautiful, but basically I think I've missed my window in the morning, and I'm feeling the back. Yeah, they're not sticky at all. So I'm gonna wait. In the afternoon, they get sticky again. I don't know, so the stickiness is the resin, and yeah, they're not sticky at all. I can take a video later and show you, like my fingers will stick like they have glue on them, and that's what you're looking for, because that resin is that medicinal property. But yeah, I will harvest all of these this afternoon and get those into the dehydrator. But for now, my focus is going to be kale and I don't know, maybe some cabbage, but it's gonna have to be yeah, pretty quick. So I'm gonna get a whole bunch of this into a bowl and get to drying. Yeah, kale has more lettuce, little tomatoes over here behind the nasturtium. I've got some little tomatoes there. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot out here, but it's good. Look at this crazy nasturtium though too. Look at you, you gorgeous thing. Oh gosh, okay. All right then, yeah, I'm gonna be harvesting a whole bunch of kale and getting it inside to get dried. All right, it's a nice full popcorn bowl of that kale, and we'll get inside and start getting that dried. All right, so basically these are coming from my own garden, and if I don't see any bug activity, I don't wash them. But I don't dry the stems, and so I strip the kale until it falls off, basically. And then at this point, because these are gonna get kind of flaked up anyway, I just sort of break them into smaller pieces, and this is how I will end up filling my dehydrator trays, although that one is actually a little thick. I'm gonna pull that back out. And so I'm just gonna get as many on here as I can, kind of checking for buggies. I think I'm getting stuff, at least most of it, before the aphids invade. But I do have one kale plant that is completely invaded with aphids right now, and I hope that that one has just kind of been almost like the sacrificial plant, and they're avoiding the other ones because they're happy on that other one. So when I start to strip that one, all the leaves will go into a vat of soapy water in my sink. Oh, there's a little bit of aphid activity, but that's fine. It's just like one or two. All of those kales will go into a vat of soapy water in my sink and soak for just a little while and release the aphids, and then get a good rinse, and then they'll go in the dehydrator. So that's basically what I do, and I am going to fill the dehydrator as much as I can, like just completely, and I'm probably gonna have to actually go out for some more kale. This is probably not quite enough. And many thanks again to Dad for coming over to do, I'm crooked, for coming over to do a quick shot for the video, so I don't have to try to film everything one-handed. You're so nice. What am I gonna do when you go back to in-person school?
I don't know.
Okay. There's one tray all finished, so I'm gonna do as many of these as I can and fill the dehydrator up before I move on and get some other stuff done. So that whole bowl was not even quite 3.5 trays, so I have a lot more harvesting to do, but yay, that's actually kind of nice. So I'm going to get through a lot more of this than I expected. Right, and there were several leaves that were like completely covered with aphids on the back. This is the end of my second bowl, and I still have another 2.5 trays to do. So yeah, I'm getting a lot more than I thought I would, but I'm still not used to the quantity that the Excalibur holds. But yeah, I'm soaking them in a little soapy water, and then that causes the aphids to release from the leaves. And I will give it a really good rinse. We also had, like, one of the leaves had a little bird poop on it. So it's like, yep, you gotta rinse all kinds of stuff. So you just have to watch for all that kind of stuff when you're growing your own food. So yeah, I am doing this process, and I will go ahead and give these guys a really good rinse and look at them again and get them dried and do one more bowl, or like maybe 2/3 of another bowl, and then I will be done for now. I'm just filling the Excalibur because I also have orders to make, so I have a bit of a busy day planned. So this is our first moringa harvest of 2021, and I am currently trying to pick out as many of the blossoms as I can. It was mostly separated, but some of the little pieces got mixed into the leaves. But yeah, these are going to go in separate jars. Obviously, moringa leaf is extremely nutritious, but from what research I have done, the blossoms are used in Haiti, I believe, to treat respiratory issues, and I want to do more research on that. But I save blossoms separate, so these are going to be my first blossoms from 2021. I have an entire quart jar in my cabinet of the blossoms from last year. It was the first year I started collecting them. But yeah, I'm getting these in, and then I will fill the last 2 trays with greens All right, so this is what is left of the kale, and the Excalibur is 100% full now and super loud as it is. But yeah, this is what's left, and I'm going to turn that into a smoothie. So, woohoo! Alright, so there's my harvest. It's pretty darn good. I think this might be pretty close to as much as I have harvested so far this entire time. Because eventually it does start coming in so fast that it's almost overwhelming. Oh my gosh, look at that one. Oh, it's so pretty. I love these ones that are mixed with orange. And then ones like this where it's almost like it's yellow and orange petals. Oh, it's so pretty. But look at my, well, for one, my gross fingers covered in buggies. Sorry, buggies. But look, just want to show my finger. Do you see how it's like sticking together? That's some good calendula. It's strong and very, very resinous and very powerful medicinally. So, yep, these guys go get dried now, and that's the calendula harvest. Okay, and thanks to Elliot, who came to be the cameraman for this little segment. Gonna have to start adding more trays to the dehydrator. 4 is not gonna cut it very soon. So I think I need to keep the other dehydrator trays open for calendula. At this point, it can't all go to greens. Got 2 full trays already. And that one. Then, because these are so tall, I like to put a tray in between the top tray and the actual top of the dehydrator, which is where the heat comes out. And so we'll get this baby plugged in, and pretty soon, oh, back there. And then this is going to go for probably at least 2 days before those flowers get dry. And we've got, I don't know if you can see all those little buggies. So we're going to go release as many of them as we can. Alright, I think that's all of them. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just close out this video. Sage has woken up from her nap and she is super grumpy, and I'm gonna go be with her. Mama is tired. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was on the couch with her until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know. It's been a long few days of her feeling poorly. I'm very, very grateful that she's generally extremely healthy, but it's not the funnest thing ever, huh, baby? She's just like on the floor. She's like, she doesn't want to be held. She doesn't want, anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I wanted to talk a little bit about like veganism and bugs and stuff, because I feel like it's kind of come up on this video, but maybe I will do it on another video. And yeah, I'm gonna go be with this girl, and hopefully she starts feeling better very soon. Poor thing. So anyway, as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you want any more videos on any of these things that I talked about today. I think the day in the life videos are pretty great because I start realizing topics that I could turn into other videos. Because I don't always think about stuff to make videos on because I'm just like doing my daily life without thinking it's special because it's just daily life, you know what I mean? But realizing, oh my gosh, I should totally do a video on that, or I should totally do a video on that. So anyway, okay, that's it. So I am genuinely gonna go and see if I can just get this girl to start feeling better soon. So all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.